Who wants to see a trilogy fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury? Put your hands up right now. Not me though. Not me. I do not want to see a third fight between those two men under any circumstances. The two fight that we've seen is enough. Let's move on. There's nothing else to see. Like, there's nothing left for Oleksandr Usyk to prove against Tyson Fury. The first fight was close. Yeah, very competitive. Tyson Fury had a lot of success to the body and it hurt Usyk. But Usyk, being the tremendous athlete that he is, yeah, with a ring IQ, these guys are just a great boxer. Yeah, he overcame Tyson Fury. Do you know what I mean? Nearly stopped Tyson Fury. Was it what? The 9th round or 10th round, whatever it was. He nearly stopped him. Do you know what I mean? If it wasn't for the ropes, the big old Gypsy King would have had his face laying flat on the canvas. Do you know what I mean? So, second fight wasn't as competitive. I feel like Fury didn't really want it enough. We all thought Fury was going to come in there with the size and he's going to try and bully Oleksandr Usyk a bit more, but didn't do any of that. Do you know what I mean? Just didn't take chances when he needed to take the risk to really take the fight to Oleksandr Usyk. He didn't. In fact, it was a smaller guy. It was Usyk pushing the pace. It was Usyk backing up Tyson Fury. So I was really disappointed in that second fight. Again, for me, clearly, Oleksandr Usyk won. But if you ask Tyson Fury, he's been robbed twice, isn't it? But then again, it's Tyson Fury, the king of the mind games. He'll say anything to get the boxing fans on his side. But a trilogy fight, hell no. Obviously, listen, I'm reacting to an interview that Oleksandr Usyk did today. I think it was today, when he was asked by the journalist, you know, Tyson Fury is coming back, he's making a return. Would you ever entertain a third fight? And, you know, Usyk said, yeah, why not? Do you know what I mean? It will be a good fight. It will be a Wembley. Why not? Why can't we do it? Usyk is open to it. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I admire Usyk. Usyk doesn't duck anybody. Usyk is all about that smoke. He wants to fight anybody. But listen, one thing I will tell Mr. Usyk, the White Rabbit, yeah, listen, leave these British guys alone. Yeah, leave these British fighters alone. It's just like, you've just conquered these guys, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're their kryptonite. Let's be real. Oleksandr Usyk is the British heavyweight fighter's kryptonite. Do you know what I mean? How many more times do you have to beat these guys before we can all finally move on? You know, it all started with Del Boy Derek Chisora. In fact, I'll go out to say that Del Boy was probably one of his hardest fights out of all the British fighters. Do you know what I mean? Del Boy, if it wasn't for his poor gas tank and obviously age and his low ring IQ, he could have actually done a bit better. Do you know what I mean? He could have actually made it a bit more competitive, especially in the second half of the fight. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, Del Boy, Derek Chisora, he ran out of gas and he gassed out, and then Usyk just started picking him off. But the early rounds, he gave Usyk all types of problems. Do you know what I mean? And also, when I was watching that fight, I was thinking, ooh, how is Usyk going to deal with the likes of Anthony Joshua? The power, the size. How is he going to deal with a Tyson Fury? Again, ring IQ, size, power. And to my surprise here, Oleksandr Usyk actually proved me wrong. You know, he went into these fights being the smaller guy all the time, but he detects the pace. You know, that orthodox, his southpaw stance just gives these guys problems, man. They just can't deal with it. Absolutely outclassed Anthony Joshua in the first fight. The second fight, a bit competitive, but again, Oleksandr Usyk was the superior boxer, man. At every single stage, every single level, he was just absolutely incredible. Do you know what I mean? Just one of the greatest of all time, you know? Like, I doubted Oleksandr Usyk and how he's going to perform when he moves to the heavyweight division, but yeah, he's proven me wrong, man. He's really special. He's really special. And if you don't admire Oleksandr Usyk and everything that he's achieved, yeah, I don't know, man. You're just a hater, man. I'm sorry, you're just a hater. Like, I don't know, man. Whoever fighter you support, yeah, you have to admire the greatness of Oleksandr Usyk. Do you know what I mean? Undisputed champ at the cruiserweight division, undisputed champ, you know, at the heavyweight division. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's just stuff of dreams. The guy has clocked the game. He's won it. He's done everything. Do you know what I mean? If he was to walk away tomorrow, like, there's, you know, we'll talk about this guy forever. Do you know what I mean? He's up there. Top 10. He's in my top 10 greatest fighters of all time. Listen, we all know he's going to fight Daniel Dubois on July 19th. Yeah, again, it's a rematch. Do you know what I mean? Another rematch for Oleksandr Usyk. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm not so keen on the Fury trilogy, because Oleksandr Usyk, he loves the British fighters. He just loves the British fighters. He loves Britain. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, for obvious reasons, you know what I mean? When it comes to money, he makes the most money when he fights British boxers, because obviously British boxers, they've got the promoters, they've got the fan base. Do you know what I mean? Turki Al-Sheikh, he backs a lot of these British boxers. So there's a lot of money for Oleksandr Usyk to make when it comes to fighting British boxers. And he has. He's made a lot of money. And also, I just feel like he finds the style easier to deal with, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's had a few problems here and there, but at the most part, he's beating these guys quite convincingly. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I just want to see a change. You know what I mean? I want to see like a different flavor. It's like you're eating chicken every day, man. Like chicken every day. Chicken Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, it's long. Do you know what I mean? You got to switch it up sometime. You know what I mean? Every bit of steak, lamb, or whatever, man. Just switch it up, man. Do you know what I mean? Fish and all that. You know what I mean? Oleksandr Usyk, I feel like he needs a different type of challenge, even though he's fighting Daniel Dubois next. And I believe that he's going to beat Daniel Dubois. I feel like, again, Daniel Dubois has improved a lot, yeah? Don't get me twisted. Like, the way he handled Joshua, the way he dispatched him at Wembley in front of 86,000 people, that was like very, very like impressive. You know, Anthony Joshua, 2 times heavyweight champion of the world. Like, the way Dubois just handled him, boy, oh boy. Like, Dubois even against Miller, fantastic boxing. Do you know what I mean? I thought he was going to gas out and Miller's going to take over. Nah, man. He put hands on our boy. Do you know what I mean? He put the beatings on that boy and he stopped him. And against Hrgovic, again, Hrgovic, you know, very tricky opponent. Do you know what I mean? Very good style in terms of his boxing. He's solid. He's got all the fundamentals. And I thought that could cause Dubois a bit of trouble as well. But nah, Dubois overcame that. He overcame that. And we have to give Dubois a lot of credit. And even though a lot of people will call him Duck Dubois and all that, like the triple knee, and they'll make fun of him because obviously he went MIA when he pulled out the fight against Joseph Parker. But the kid has done a lot. Do you know what I mean? He's had to overcome so many demons and he's done a lot for himself. Do you know what I mean? He's done well and he's come a long way. And I'm sure this fight with Usyk is going to be very competitive the second time round. But I believe it's going to be competitive for about 4 to 5 rounds. After that, Usyk will just step on the pedal and he'll just go to another level. Do you know what I mean? Whenever you step up here, Usyk will just, do you know what I mean? He'll move on to another level. And these guys, these British boxers just can't cope with it. That's why I would like to see Usyk fight a Kabayao. IG Kabayao. Kabayao, he's the work that he puts to the body. Oh my God. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't really paying too much attention to IG Kabayao, but when I watched him against Zhilei Zhang, the way he dismantled Zhilei Zhang, like, is crazy. Like, those body blows, like, Zhilei Zhang, like, there was a moment, I think, in one of the rounds, I don't know if it's round 4, however long that fight lasted, it was so long time ago now, yeah? Kabayao was going to the body so much. I looked at Zhilei Zhang's face, and he just looked like, man, get me the hell out of here, man. He was like, I'm done. I am done. Do you know what I mean? And when we talk about Oleksandr Usyk, yeah, what do people always say? What's his weakness? The body. The body. Do you know what I mean? And Kabayao will target Usyk's body all night long. Every single round. And Kabayao is young. He's got the energy. He's got the stamina. He's got the cardio, fitness, everything. He will give Usyk all types of problems. That's a matchup that I would really like to see. And also, I would love to see Oleksandr Usyk against Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker himself, you know, the rise, the redemption, the rebirth, whatever you want to call it, has been incredible. Very remarkable. You have to notice it and give him a lot of credit. And also his coach, Andy Lee. Do you know what I mean? The victories that Parker has had in recent fights, like, you have to admire that. And again, Joseph Parker, mandatory for the WBO. He was meant to fight Usyk, but obviously he's been sidelined, so he has to wait a little longer before he gets his crack a title. But again, he's seasoned. Like, I'm not saying Joseph Parker's like a young guy, but he's 33 years old. He's seasoned. He's got the ring IQ. He's got the speed. He's added power now. He's more aggressive on the front foot now. Again, different style for Usyk to try and deal with. And I really love to see that matchup. And I hope that once Usyk overcomes this hurdle, which is Daniel Dubois, which I do believe, I really believe Usyk is going to overcome Daniel Dubois again, might even stop him quicker. And earlier this time, might even make him quit again. Like, I think Joseph Parker should be the next in line. And I think he will be. I think Joseph Parker will be the next in line. And that will be very interesting to see that matchup. Now, I do remember Usyk saying that I think he's got 2 more fights left. He's got the Daniel Dubois fight, and then his last fight, he wants to fight like a gimmicky fight, like a Alex Pereira from the UFC or someone like that. But Alex Pereira lost his last fight. So that hype has gone a bit from that fight. If Alex Pereira won his fight, do you know what I mean? Then, do you know what I mean? Like, there'll be a bit more hype, a bit more fuel behind that fight. But because he lost, the stock has gone a bit down. Do you know what I mean? So the feeling is not quite the same. So I'm thinking Usyk doesn't actually retire in the next 18 months. I think Usyk, there's a lot of money still left on the table for him to make with Turki Al-Sheikh and everyone involved. I feel like when he beats Daniel Dubois, I think he has another fight in the heavyweight division, like a real fight. He's not going to fight a UFC guy. And that's going to be Joseph Parker, Aji Kabayao, one of them. That's going to be very competitive. Now, Usyk is going to be another year older. He's 38 years old now, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comments if I am. He's going to be 39 by the time he fights these guys, yeah? We did see Usyk slow down a bit. He did slow down a bit in the second Fury fight. Do you know what I mean? So one of these guys, a Parker or a Kabayao, can just catch him at the right time. You know, we all know, like, father time waits for nobody. And in boxing, in combat sports in general, you never really know you've aged until you're actually in a ring or in the octagon. Until you throw that first punch. You could be in training camp, like, you're feeling good, everything's working, you're hitting the pads fantastic, you're smashing everyone out when it comes to sparring, you're skipping, you're running, everything look great. You get in that ring, all of a sudden your legs are stuck in mud. Do you know what I mean? You can't move. Father time has caught up to you in that moment. Do you know what I mean? So we still have to wait and see whether that's going to happen to Usyk, because Usyk lives a very good lifestyle. He looks after himself. Do you know what I mean? He's not like a Tyson Fury when he's not in fighting camp. He's out there on a bender, eating kebabs, sausage rolls and all that. Usyk treats his body like a temple. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't do any of that. And of course, like, even his body, because he hasn't taken so much punishment, because he's so disciplined, the guy's still young, man. He still looks physically young. He looks good. You know, even I was looking at the press conference from him and the Daniel Dubois, even looking at Usyk's face, he looks fresh. Do you know what I mean? He looks fresh. He looks like he's like 29, 28, 29. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think Usyk retires in the next 2 fights. I think he probably cracks on. He has another 4 fights after that. There's so much money. And also with these guys like a Usyk, who's so elite, it's hard for these guys to retire, man. Do you know what I mean? It's hard for them to walk away from the sport because that's all they know. Do you know what I mean? So I reckon Usyk, he's got about 4 fights left. Do you know what I mean? He's going to carry on even after the Daniel Dubois fight. He haven't have one, and he's going to carry on because there's a lot more money for him to make. And also there's more challenges out there. I think Usyk is one of them guys that if people are saying Parker, Kabayao, he's going to go, okay, let's do it. Let's do this shit. Do you know what I mean? Show me that you're better than me. And he's going to want to challenge himself against these guys. And he's going to want to prove to everybody that he's the best, the greatest of this era, and he can beat everybody. And that might be his downfall. You know what I mean? We don't know. Only time will tell. Do you know what I mean? But guys, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. Is me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Let me know in the comments if you really want to see Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk have a trilogy, Or have you moved on for that? Is water under the bridge? Is dead? And if Oleksandr Usyk beats Daniel Dubois, who would you like him to see fight next after that? I know a lot of people are going to see Parker. I'm saying Parker as well. Do you know what I mean? But guys and girls, let me know in the comments. I'll really appreciate it. I'll see you again real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.